Everyone has a personality. Personality relates to a person's pattern of thinking, feeling, and behaving. A person's personality is influenced by their inherited characteristics, but also by their experiences. The pattern of thinking, feeling, and behavior is unique to each person. A personality disorder is a pattern of thinking, emotional responding, relating to others, and being in control of one's behavior that departs from cultural expectations. The person might exhibit similar traits to those that we all have, but in a much exaggerated way. A personality disorder is an enduring pattern of inner experience or behavior that is pervasive and inflexible. It tends to have onset in adolescence or early adulthood. A personality disorder causes distress and interferes with everyday functioning at work and in relationships. In the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders 5th edition, personality disorders are divided into 3 clusters. Cluster A, the odd eccentric cluster. Cluster B, the dramatic, emotional, and erratic cluster. And Cluster C, the anxious and fearful cluster. Cluster A includes paranoid, schizoid, and schizotypal personality disorder. Cluster B includes histrionic, borderline, narcissistic, and antisocial personality disorder. Cluster C includes avoidant, dependent, and obsessive-compulsive personality disorder. A person with paranoid personality disorder typically sees others as exploiting and deceiving, doubts others' loyalty, does not share information, reads bad intentions into others' words or actions, feels attacked easily, is unforgiving and bears grudges, and is pathologically jealous. A person with schizoid personality disorder typically has no desire for close relationships, has no friends, prefers solitary activities, has little interest in social activities, is indifferent to praise and criticism, is emotionally cold and detached, and shows flat affect. A person with schizotypal personality disorder typically has odd beliefs and magical thinking, has unusual perceptual experiences, suspiciousness or paranoid ideation, inappropriate or constricted affect, odd behavior, and a lack of close friends. A person with histrionic personality disorder typically needs to be the center of attention, shows inappropriately sexually seductive behavior, has shallow and fast-shifting emotions, uses physical appearance to draw attention, uses dramatic speech, and sees relationships as more intimate than they are. A person with borderline personality disorder typically frantically tries to avoid real or imagined abandonment, has intense personal relationships that include frequent idealization and devaluation, has an unstable sense of self, and may be impulsive in relation to spending, sex, and substance use. A person with borderline personality disorder also typically has recurrent suicidal or self-harm behavior, experiences intense and rapid mood swings, has chronic feelings of emptiness, displays inappropriate intense anger, and may have transient stress-related paranoia and dissociative symptoms. A person with narcissistic personality disorder typically has an overinflated sense of achievement, expects to be recognized as superior, has fantasies of success, power, and brilliance, feels special and prefers to mix with special people, requires excessive admiration, and has a strong sense of entitlement. A person with narcissistic personality disorder is also typically interpersonally exploitative, lacks empathy, is envious of others or believes others envy them, is arrogant in their behaviors and attitudes, is grandiose, and has an exaggerated need for admiration. A person with antisocial personality disorder typically shows repeated criminal activity, deceitfulness, conning others for profit or pleasure, impulsivity, irritability, and aggressiveness, reckless disregard for safety, and no empathy or sense of remorse. A person with avoidant personality disorder typically is hypersensitive to negative evaluation, avoids work that involves interpersonal contact, is unwilling to get involved with people, and is inhibited in intimate relationships due to a fear of being shamed or ridiculed. A person with avoidant personality disorder also typically fears being criticized or rejected in social situations, is inhibited in new relationships due to feeling inadequate, views themselves as socially inept, unappealing, and inferior, and is reluctant to take risks due to fear of embarrassment. A person with dependent personality disorder typically has difficulty in making everyday decisions without advice and reassurance from others, needs others to assume responsibility for major areas in their lives, has difficulty expressing disagreement, and does anything to get support from others. A person with dependent personality disorder also typically has difficulty initiating projects due to a lack of confidence, feels helpless when alone due to a fear of not being able to take care of themselves, and seeks another relationship straight away when a close relationship ends. A person with obsessive-compulsive personality disorder typically is preoccupied with rules, lists, order, and schedules, to the extent that it interferes with the activity. Shows perfectionism that interferes with task completion, and is reluctant to delegate tasks. A person with obsessive-compulsive personality disorder is also typically unable to discard worthless objects that have no sentimental value, is over-conscientious and inflexible about matters of morality and values, is miserly and hoards money, and is rigid and stubborn.